Good morning. Back from the almost not living. Boiling about 8 eggs. Gonna make us some egg salad. Cooking at home. Quarantine. Been quarantined for 14 days now. I wanted to show you this. Spring is here. Look at my Yoshino cherry trees. Aren't they beautiful? And life goes on. Even with the coronavirus, the bees are buzzing. They are going with a regular cycle of life. They are getting the pollen out of there. This tree, look at my beautiful, beautiful hydrangeas fixing to bloom out. This is my grandmother Rogers, my mother's mother. This is her hydrangea bush. Very, very, very old. Puts on beautiful blooms. This is a spirea. Last year, it didn't do a whole lot, but it will get covered. We'll see. The weather's been so erratic. My irises will show out. They're probably one of the most sturdy plants there is. You can see where John has trimmed off the dead. And another hydrangea, another one there. So we had to pull a huge snowball bush out. But look at this, guys. I don't know if it shows up on camera. It looks like pure cotton candy in the air. It's very, very, very warm out here today. This was a gift to me. This thing is tremendously heavy. Friends of ours that used to be our choir directors for years, they're downsizing a very large house. Their daughter and I are prayer partners, and she wanted me to have the lion and the lamb. This thing is so heavy, you cannot even imagine. Oh, I can't even lift it up with one hand. And I can't think of a more appropriate time to have the lion and the lamb laying there. I'm gonna say that's my line of Judah right there, protecting the entrance of my home. But things are starting to bloom out. There's a dogwood out there. You wouldn't know by looking around and looking at the beautiful trees today that the world's in crisis, would you? Just wouldn't know it. Some of my studying that I've been doing, the Lord has really been leading me to Psalms 91, which I will teach this. But verse 1 and 2 says, "He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say to the Lord, my refuge, my fortress, my God in whom I trust." Now, Spurgeon is a great commentary. He's been around for years and years and years. And I want you to see what he says about these two verses. The blessings here promised are not for all believers, but for those who live in close fellowship with God. Every child does not dwell. They run to it at times and enjoy occasional approaches, but do not habitually abide. Wow. So, he who dwells, he who lives, he who habitates, he who takes up residence in the secret place of the Most High shall abide where? Under the shadow. When you're in the shadow of something, it means it is looming over you. I will say to the Lord, This is ownership. My refuge, my fortress, my God in whom I trust. So I'm going to teach more about this, but this is where, as I have said so many times before, that we do not treat God like an ATM, that we don't say, have faith, believe in God, trust God during times of pandemic only, but that you have to take up residence with Him and abide with Him on a regular basis. I'm not saying that He is not a refuge, a fortress to other people, but the blessed assurance, the promise that this psalmist was talking about, and I'll go into this, into the lesson, is that in the times of great trouble, you already know you're covered. You don't have to make preparations to be covered when it happens because you're already dwelling there. That's what this is saying. But I'm going to go on and teach you. I have studied. This is what I've been doing. Now that I've been able to read and write again, I have taken apart all of Psalms 91. And of course, I've got others that I haven't taught yet too, that I'm hoping to get to here very shortly. And here I am on camera. Forgot to clean my glasses, and I know they're dirty. Oh, I've already been talking to y'all on here. Suzanne, what are you doing out of your house? We're on quarantine. Well, I have been on quarantine for 14 days. That was my sweet sister-in-law calling check on me. She's been so good. Felicia's been checking on me, and we got to check on each other during these times for sure. But I don't know what I said. But good morning, good afternoon. It's still good morning. It's 10:30. Yeah, we were talking about me being quarantined. I have been quarantined for 14 days. I am still experiencing some cough. I appreciate your patience during this time. I have not even attempted, other than the one live stream, to get on YouTube because I have been a very, very sick person. I did test positive for flu and bronchitis. I did not have coronavirus. I just am the person who decided to get so sick right when the coronavirus hit so that I could lay there in utter total misery and watch all this happen and think, am I dying? I did wonder if I had the coronavirus, but you do not test positive for the flu. You test negative for the flu with all those symptoms if you have it. So I just was the lucky one who decided to get so sick when the coronavirus fear hit. Have I had fear? Of course I have. I think you would probably be dead under a log somewhere if you had not experienced some fear. But the thing is I am choosing, just like in many situations throughout life, I am choosing my faith over my fear. When you have grandchildren, I think you fear worse for them than you do for yourself any day of the week. But we're all being super cautious. And you can say, well, where are you going now? Well, I'm not going anywhere out into public. John is doing all of that. He is disinfecting, because I do feel like that I am still in a vulnerable position since I have been so sick. But I have not seen my mother in 14 days. Don't gasp because I'm going either. I've ran no fever for days and days. And I'm not gonna lock myself up in the house with her. We're gonna sit outside in her carport in the open air. The open air has been a blessing to me. I have sat many hours on my back porch meditating upon God and the power of God. And I've got a daughter that's having to go into the hospital and work. Sick people don't quit being sick, but that girl is so strong. She's like, Mama, God has got this. You know, yeah, she's been concerned like the rest of us have, but she said, this is the job that God has given me. John, the college is closed, but John is still working. He worked about half a day yesterday. He worked all day Monday. He worked all day Tuesday, and he had 3 conference calls today with the State Department, with his administration team, and somebody else, because he is having to get the college ready to teach online. And it's a huge, huge, huge undertaking. And as you well know, John was sick first. But John did not have the flu. I honestly believe John had extreme upper respiratory infection and I think it's probably from what they sprayed in his office. Since his mother passed away in September, John has been sick several times. And I don't know if his immune system has been compromised because of the grief or what, but I just know that John has not been sick 4 or 5 times in the... Okay, guys, I got interrupted by a phone call again. We are being socially distant.
Yeah.
I'm not getting close to her. She's been sitting out here. She's been like me. The outside has been a much needed place for me while I've been so sick.
I enjoy it too.
You love sitting out here, don't you?
That's my favorite place. Put puppy in the puppy boat.
Now you're getting closer than 6 feet. You need to maintain your social space. But anyway, here she is. She hadn't seen me in 14 days, have you, Mama?
Huh?
Hadn't seen me in 14 days.
Yeah, but I've lived through it.
Well, you weren't the one that was dying.
Yeah, how do you know?
I checked on you every day. I was sending.
I was asking about it all the time.
And she was talking, and I sent people over here to take care of her too. So, but we're gonna chit chat for a little while. Catch up. Tell them bye, Mama.
Bye.
I am leaving Mother's house. I keep getting interrupted with phone calls when I'm on here with y'all, but I sat outside with her, did not go inside, and spent some time with her. And let me tell you, I've been gone probably about an hour, and I'm weak. I was sitting there, and I told her, I said, Mother, I feel like I'm crashing a little bit. Oh, the pollen is unreal. There's yellow pollen all over my windshield. It's 73 degrees. Everything is turning green, green, green. The azaleas are blooming, and it's a weird time. We're usually feeling life, new life, an excitement in the air usually when spring comes about, and I don't think we're feeling that. As I record this, 472 deaths in Italy yesterday. That's 472 people that are important to somebody else. So pray for Italy. Pray for these people. I was reading you earlier Psalms 91, and I was watching a preacher on TV that said to pray Psalms 91 over yourself morning and night. And I'm going to start that. I dwell in the shelter of the most holy, of the Most High, and talk about the things He has. Now, when I said earlier that the Spurgeon commentary said that it did not apply to all people, this is the thing. It's easy to get religious when you're scared. It's easy to call upon the name of God in the time of panic. How many times have we heard of things happening and people are hollering, oh my God, and they're not saying it as a byword. They say it because they mean it. But our God is there for us 24/7. And I have referenced to y'all on many occasions that He's not an ATM to get you out of trouble. And when I say that to you, I say that to me too. That never to take His power, His place of authority, who He is, who we are in Him, never to take that for granted, because what would you do if it was taken away from you? My prayer is that if you don't know Jesus Christ during this coronavirus pandemic, that you pray the sinner's prayer and you submit your life to Him and you say, Father, this is a scary time. It is a scary time. Like I said, if you're not concerned about it, you're in oblivion. You're just being oblivious to the danger that's out there. We can be concerned and not be panicked. How many times do we have to stand in faith when we don't feel it? Most of the time. It's easy to stand in faith when everything is good and there's no problems around you. Your faith is tested when things are... I just can't record. There's too many people in touch with me. But I was saying that faith is easy when things are easy. Our test of faith comes when things are hard. But the Bible says He's not given us a spirit of fear, but of love and power and a sound mind. And He's going to do that for us during this. We have to focus. And Psalms 91's for you. When you start trusting in the Lord, Psalms 91, you can stand on that as the Word of God. And when I researched it and started breaking it down, it tells even more how that when we dwell in Him all the time, that He is talking about in that Psalms. The author is, they're unsure of really who the author was. Some think it was Moses, but it's saying when you dwell there all the time, even though great calamity comes upon the land and plagues hit and disasters hit, they can be even 10,000 to fall by your side and you not be harmed, because you are in the protective power of God. That's the beauty of that scripture. And you may not know the Lord today. You may have used Him as an ATM. But this is your time to say, Lord, I surrender to You. That's my prayer, is that if y'all don't know the Lord, surrender to Him today. He is our safe place. Doesn't mean that anything bad is not ever going to happen, but it means many times that we are protected. We're not going to know until we get to be home with the Lord we're not going to really know what all we've been protected from throughout life. Because there are times that God has protected us from things that we didn't have a clue. And it's because we are his righteous people. He says he will extend his strong right hand to us. He says, yea, though you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you will fear no evil, for I am with you. Guys, he's with us right now. He is with us. Suzanne, have you been scared? I have. I have had to go sit on my back porch. That's been like my little haven place, to when I would feel the breezes, and I would feel the breeze, and just to feel the quietness around me, and just to meditate upon him, and to know that his word says he'll never leave or forsake me, because he's not caught off guard by coronavirus, COVID-19. He's not caught off guard. Not at all. But he is protecting his righteous. And this is the thing. You got to be smart. You got to prepare. You got to buy food. You got to buy toilet paper, but not 90 rolls. You got to be smart. You got to take care of each other. You got to be considerate. I've seen some things on Facebook, political things, that are so, what's the word? I don't even know the word to use. So wrong. This is not the time to be a Democrat or Republican. I posted on my Facebook last week, when the coronavirus hits, does it really matter if you're a Democrat or Republican? Does it? I don't think so. I think it's mankind taking care of each other. But I'm not going to live in fear. I serve a mighty God. I serve him every day. Am I perfect? No. Is there room for improvement? Yes. One of my friends had sent me a text of what one of her daughters had written, a young 19-year-old girl. And she said, God is getting our attention. God with a capital G is getting our attention. He's taken away the gods with the little g's of our lives. He's taken away sports. He's taken away concerts. He's taken away all these extracurricular activities that we always have time for. He's shutting all of that down, even work for some people. But the big God with the big G is there. He's saying, I'm here. I'm going to be here for you. Trust in me. Trust in me. Depend on me. I want to help you. A lot of my anxiety that I was having was due to all the steroids they were putting in my body to open my lungs up. But some of the anxiety that I was having was from fear. And I will not give in to fear. I am going to trust in a mighty God. I'm going to live with him eternally. And I don't know if I've ever told y'all this before. I don't know if we've talked about it, but eternity scares the crap out of me. I am such a calendar-oriented girl. Have been for years. Love my calendars, save my calendars. So eternity literally scares the crap out of me. Because my mind won't process forever. Just won't do it, and I'll freak myself out saying that. But I'm going to be in a good place. What if you don't give your life to Christ and you end up in eternity in hell? Can you imagine forever? No. This is our time. You've got time to spend time with God. Use it wisely. I'm hoping to be back on with more lessons. I'm very weak. I don't know how fast I'll be back on a regular schedule. It is a time of taking care of myself. And I've just not even had the strength or the ability to be on here prior. But I love y'all. I've been praying for you. Thank you so much for checking on me. And stay safe, stay smart. Get in the Word. Let it minister to you. Dissect it. Take it apart. And know that your God loves you. He loves America. America will be punished for things that they're doing. But as the people, righteous people of God, He loves us. And we're keeping a lot of things going right now by our prayers. I love y'all. I know this has been all over the board, all over the place. But I'll be back with y'all as soon as I can. Remember, John 10:10 says, the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. But God says, I've come that you can have life and have it more abundantly. Until next time, bye guys.